All right, BarNaturalPrez, talk to the people, man. Let them know what's getting ready to go down.
Yo, what it is, you already know. Back with That's Good Money. And today I'm going to show you the best push-up exercises for a bigger chest. So, main thing is we're going to be doing all body weight today. So no external resistance, no weight vest, nothing. How to manipulate your body weight to get into that muscle building range. 6 to 12 reps optimally for that hypertrophy-based range of sets. So, I'm going to start, number one right here. Decline push-up, really gonna focus on that upper chest, and we're gonna be slowing down the tempo. We're gonna get a nice contraction down, 2 seconds, explode up. We're gonna aim it for 6 to 12 reps per set. So, feet elevated, really gonna be targeting that upper chest area, which is the hardest area and the most undeveloped area on most people's chest. Really wanna pump a lot of blood into there, so you'll be aiming for 3 to 4 sets. Like I said, 6 to 12 reps, working in that hypertrophy range with a slow negative, getting that nice stretch, slow it down, and exploding up and activating those type 2, those explosive fibers in each set. So those controlled reps.
I gotta get, the sun is on, yeah. More light on you from there, yeah.
So those controlled, slow eccentrics down, gonna really stretch the muscle out, cause a lot of blood flow to the muscle, work on that lactic acid buildup. When you get to that bottom position, when you're fully stretched out, you're gonna explode up. That explosion up is gonna really activate those type 2, those fast twitch muscle fibers, which again, those fast twitch muscle fibers are those power fibers, those ones that are really gonna build that explosive strength. So, 3 sets, 12 to 15 reps, and this is a whole chest routine you should be doing in this order. This was exercise 1, decline push-ups, again, targeting the upper chest. Number 2, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go into more volume. Now remember, when training your body weight, you gotta make the reps harder and you wanna be able to manipulate a stimulus that's gonna cause change. So, reps like that, the stimulus is that slow eccentric, down, forcing up. From there, now you want to start pumping more blood to the muscles. We're going to be going for high volume clips, shorties, no lockout now. Constant tension on the muscle. We're going to be going for clips of 20 plus reps with low break periods here. So once you finish the 3 to 4 sets of 6 to 12 reps on the declines, you want to come to a flat surface. Let's go over here, this shit is hot. Flat surface, now. High rep shorties, 20 plus a clip. Shorties meaning no lockout.
Now, before you explain to the people out there that always say those are half reps, those are not good. Explain that.
Those are shorties, like I said. There's a time and place for everything. You do full range of motion when you're trying to work that strength aspect and get stronger in a specific range. Here, we're working time under tension and keeping that constant tension on the muscle. Without that lockout on the joint, there's no break on that muscle. Keeping the reps short, it's keeping that range of motion. That chest is fully contracting and flexing each rep. There is no second where there's a break in tension. So the tension is constant throughout the whole time. So it's constant blood flow. So if you were doing a full rep, I'm just going to show you here, coming down, there's tension, 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 tension. Once I come to here, there's no more tension on my chest. The root of the tension comes onto the shoulder joint. Same thing if you were on the floor. So keeping those shorties like this, the tension stays in the chest the whole time. So the blood is constantly just being forced into the chest with no distribution out of the chest itself. Everything's staying in. So like I said, we'll be doing 3 to 5 sets of this. Now on this, you want no more than a minute break. You want to keep the blood, the heart rate high and the blood in the muscles. So again, high reps, I'll show you one more. Set 2 real quick. Again, 20 plus a clip, no more than 1 minute break max in between each set. So that was exercise 2. So again, this is the whole chest routine you guys want to be doing. First, those decline push-ups with your feet elevated, targeting the upper chest. And we're going to go more volume work, getting a lot of blood to the muscle, really blowing up, getting that sarcoplasmic hypertrophy going. Now, in between each routine, first routine was the decline. Second routine, these shorties. You want to be taking 2 to 3 minutes max in between each one before you go on to the next exercise. So exercise 3, we're going to go more into explosive push-up right now. So let's go. Now, you guys can do this without a bench, with a bench. I'll start on a lower bench. Actually, I'll start here and I'll take the second one there. So, explosive push-ups. I'm going to show you 2 different variations that you could be doing depending on your level. So, if you're at home and you got nothing to work with, this is how you're going to do your explosive push-ups. I'll show you 2 variations. 2 variations that you can do on the floor alone with no other objects needed. So, first, easy variation, explosive push-ups. All we're going to do, lift our hands off the floor, and make sure we catch ourselves down in that negative position. You want to absorb each rep, get that nice stretch down. That's going to build what's called that stretch reflex activation. So on that explosive rep, you come up, your hands release off the floor, they come down, you absorb your body in that negative motion, then you press right back up. Quick reps like that, slow light hand release off the floor. First easiest variation of explosive push-ups you can do at home. Now, same thing for this exercise. You want to be taking no more than 1 minute on these explosive reps. You could up it to 90 seconds. So 60 to 90 seconds tops, max breaks for these explosive reps. Because remember, these are going to be working a lot more of those type 2 fibers each set. Really going to be blasting through that ATP and those PCR stores. Remember, you need to optimally recover those ATP and creatine stores. You want like 3 to 5 minutes, but because we're trying to keep the volume high and the blood in the muscles now, we're going to keep the volume around 6 to 12 reps per set only, and the reps short, the breaks short, 60 to 90 seconds. So if those are too easy for you, now you can go into clapping push-ups on the floor. So same thing. And you see how I'm catching myself down every time. I'm not catching myself like this. No, you catch yourself down. That's what builds that eccentric power and that force, that power to explode up out. Landing like that is not optimal, but there's a time and place for everything. You'll see me doing that in training as well too, at sometimes, but we'll save that for another lesson. So, if the floor is too easy and you want to up it a little bit, you got a chair at home, or a bench, or an object like this, or a park bench like that. I'm going to show you a harder variation of an explosive push-up that's not only going to target your chest, now we're going to engage a lot of front delts as well. So, I'm going to start on the low surface first. Now again, everything. 6 to 12 reps per set, 60 to 90 second breaks for these explosive exercises. So, here. So now, coming down in that eccentric press, exploding up. Now instead of exploding up and locking out straight, you're locking out straight and you're extending your arms forward, stabilizing yourself and the surface in front of you. That's not one that's going to activate now a lot more front delts and also upper chest. Now that flex motion of you extending your arm, that extension of the arm, is going to engage all these muscles here. So front delt, more upper chest, and again, it's going to be explosive. So now instead of exploding straight up, you're exploding straight up and forward, getting that stabilization effect each time. So now you can do it on a low surface like that, or if you get good and get more explosive, we'll take it to a higher surface. Give me about 30 seconds. Recover from this one.
All right, y'all. BarNaturalPrez showing y'all different chest exercises you can do to get your chest bigger.
You already know.
Okay.
Alright, so from the low surface, we'll take it up a notch, and we'll go a little bit higher. So doing it from the higher surface, when I come off it, I have a higher drop, a bigger eccentric to control. Drop it from there, slighter eccentric to control. Coming from here, a bigger drop, bigger eccentric, which will in turn force a stronger force output when you build up on that stretch reflex. So harder in general, but again, harder will produce a better effect. So from there, you saw the top of the first three, decline presses, decline push-ups, targeting that upper chest. High volume shorties, getting a lot of blood to the muscle. A lot of blood, no lockout on the joint, no pressure on the joint. Third, now we're really training those type 2, those explosive fibers. Controlling that eccentric, exploding up out of it each rep. Really gonna build that strong, powerful chest. Now, hold up, my phone's ringing. Alright, so now the last exercise we're gonna work on, you're gonna need a pair of parallel bars, or if you're at home, a pair of dumbbells, something elevated where you can keep your grip neutral. You wanna be, your hands elevated, just so you can get a little deeper range of motion. So let's go to the parallel bars. Now we're gonna be working lower end of the rep range, deep stretch, slow, more strength reps now. So, what we're gonna do, now if you had 2 dumbbells at home, all you gotta do is put the dumbbells on the floor and set up with your dumbbells on the floor. All you want is that slight elevation of the hands to get a little bit more range of motion for your chest to go down. So, right here, I'm gonna show you here first. I got 2 water bottles. These are gonna mimic dumbbells. You could even use water bottles at your crib if that's all you got. So, we're gonna take the water bottles. Come on, right here is good. Water bottles on the floor. Get into a push-up position. Ready. Remember, this could be dumbbells or anything. Parallel bars that you have in these water bottles are actually hard as hell because they're fucking stabilized. You see that? You gotta control that stabilizing, that stabilization now. What we're gonna do, come down. Deep, deep, deep. And press up. Now, why are we gonna use an elevated surface? Because it's gonna allow our chest and our body to go through a deeper range of motion. If the floor was there and our hands were on the floor, we would be limited as far as we could go because the floor is in our way. Once our hands are elevated and the space is now in between us, we have a deeper range of motion for our chest to work through. So a deeper stretch, working more muscle fibers, and we're gonna do them slow and controlled to make them strength reps. So, we saw them on the floor. Now let's take them to the parallel bars if you're on the park. So, same thing, set up in a push-up position, feet just like this, shoulders stacked over your hands, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna go down slow. 1, 2, 3, deep stretch down. Hold 1 second, come up slow, right back down. Get that deep stretch, come up. Now for this, you want to be working more strength range. So you want to make the reps hard enough where you're working that 3 to maybe 6 rep range. Really slow and controlled, deep stretches, slow and controlled presses back out. 3 to 6 reps. If it's easier for you body weight, throw a weight plate on your back, throw a vest on. But again, control these, hold the negative proportion for longer if you have to, but make it a strength aspect based set. Really get a deep stretch down, stretch as many fibers as you can out, as deep as you can, and then press through slow and controlled controlled through that full range of motion, it's going to be the most bang for your buck. Remember, again, being able to go to work through a deeper surface is now allowing your muscles to work fibers that they wouldn't be able to engage on a flat surface with something in the way. So again, a deeper stretch on the eccentric, which allows for a deeper press out on the concentric. Again, more muscle fibers engaged, and we're gonna be working that strength aspect. So I would save this for the end of my routine when I'm burnt out to make this even harder and make the strength reps even more effective. So those would be my top 4 exercises to do at home. No equipment needed, body weight only, to build.
Parallel bars easy.
I told you could use water bottles.
Oh, okay,
You
okay.
could use water bottles at home. Anything to elevate your hands. This can be done at home, like I said. If you're in the park and doing this, you get a little more benefit by having parallel bars instead of having to carry dumbbells around or 2 water bottles or whatever you got. Even if you're home, it don't gotta be that. It could be textbooks. You could put 2 textbooks. You can stack up 3 magazines here, 3 magazines here. Anything that's gonna make a space, create a space for your chest to go through. For instance, pretend this is 3 books. 1 textbook, this is 3 books. Now I have another 3 books here, right? Pretend. Now, I'm gonna go through, pretending my hand's here, I'm gonna be able to work through that range. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It doesn't gotta be water bottles, don't gotta be parallel bars. Anything you can put your hands on to make them higher than your feet and with a space in between to let you work through that range. They held me down, blocking my way.
Yeah.
And again, that's 1 to 4. Top 4 that you could do anywhere to build mass in your chest. And you already know. Thank you, Good Money.
Thank you.
Hook up and
subscribe to my man BarNatural's YouTube page. Follow him on Instagram. Links will be in the description box.
You're ready.
Thanks again.